Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Bat Châtillon 155-58. It's the Tier 10 French SPG, and we're located on the north spawn of Fisherman's Bay. Now the commander of this vehicle is Temto 2001. Now I had to put up the visuals there because I do so many videos sometimes I do forget who's who. And yes, it's Temto 2001. He's actually a member of What Arty Noobs. He submitted these replays to us before and we're very pleased to do them. You can see it says Bombard on the side of his vehicle. Now, what can I tell you about the Bat Chat 155-58? Well, it was never actually built. They did design the 155-55 and build a prototype, but they never got around to actually building the prototype for the 155-58. And it was supposed to be a replacement for the Lorraine Arty, which were also considered for the French Arty project. But unfortunately it wasn't put into production, and it was actually designed on the chassis of the Bat Chat 25 ton. Now he's got a three shot magazine with 155mm howitzer round. Okay, so bulldog there was pulling away from the buildings, but you really shouldn't fire a snapshot because chances are target's going to go, a shell's going to go astray. It might be a wasted shot. And with 3 shots to play with, he needs to make sure they count because it does take a fair long time to reload. Okay, he's looking for a good target. There's a Progetto. He can hit that. And, oh, he's moving. Just had a red line for a split second. But, oh, no, he's got a red line again. It's that building is the problem. And now he's lost sight of the Progetto. But he can hit this Conqueror, the Centurion rather. And he hits the building, but he does 148 hit points to splash. Lining him up for another shot. Did he get it? Okay, he's loaded. Round out. And another splash hit for 218. Landed right in front of him. You can see it there. And the Progetto's turned up. Can he hit that? Well, that building's in the way. Now he can hit it. Oh, no, the other side. That's better. Round out. Oh, it hits the building. That is such a nuisance. Now the good thing about actually firing this side of the north end of the map, the northeast side of the map, is that you can actually fire into the town fairly easy between the buildings. It appears he's got some camping colleagues in the form of a Tiger II. Now a Tiger II is a fairly much a sniper tank. It's not that much of a brawler. But really, camping at the back is not very good form. He should be a lot closer to the enemy. Certainly a lot further in than that 4502, which is ahead of us. Okay, now, Temto's aiming for the enemy. He's almost reloaded. Okay, he's got 3 shells to play with. And 2 enemy targets there. One of those is a Unicum. Oh, he hit something! He hit something square on. It wasn't the Unicum. It was somebody ahead of him. Something was in that, just in that bush, behind that bush. And I think it might be that Progetto. He might have hit the Progetto. Fires a round in. Gets another hit on the Progetto. The shell disappeared and there was no explosion, so he must have hit the Progetto. Fires another round in. He got an explosion that time, so he might have splashed the Progetto, but he's going to have to go for a reload now, and it's 48.75 seconds to reload. Okay, now we're not showing any rounds in the chamber, and we're not seeing a reload time, but he must be reloading. Lining a shot on that Progetto. Okay, it's loading now, it's completing. You can hear that sound that is the shells going into the chamber. One's in, rounds out straight away. Progetto, direct hit. 270 hit points, beautiful shot. Long stun, because of course this is a tier 10 Arty, so you're going to get stun, big stun off the tier 10s. So Lerva, the other side, tier 8 heavy, Lovely direct hit again. 253 hit points. 1 round left. He's going to go for the AMX50 120. I hope so. Note he's moving, but he can hit that T-32 who's stationary like a sitting duck, and oh, now he decides to move. That's unfortunate. Okay, the AMX50 is now stationary, but can you hit him? Yes. Oh, it was a direct hit. 258 hit points, but it looks like the enemy Arty hit our Leopard prototype at the same time. Okay, there's somebody up near the houses. It's a Centurion 7-1. But he's reloading now, so he's still got a little while. Actually, it's 48 seconds on the reload, would you believe it? Quite a long one. Of course, it used to have about the same time to reload 4 shots, but Wargaming reallocated it to a 3-shot magazine because they thought 4 shots was just too OP. And if you had 2 Arty working together, both with 4-shot magazines, then they can take it in turns to keep the enemy pinned down in a position and permanently stunned, and they felt that was unfair. And of course the Arty complainers all complained about it, as they usually do, which is rather silly. Okay, we've got the Lurver. The Lurver went down to the Leopard prototype, but now he's going to aim for the town centre. There's a TVP VTU Tier 8 check tank there. Can't hit it now. It's gone behind the buildings. Is he going to come back round? Oh, there he is. And he's another good player, as indicated by that little purple star. But he's pulling away. Fires around it. Oh, just goes long. It was a difficult shot, but he's still got 1 shell in the magazine. Okay, he's loaded. Waiting for the turret to swing round. It's one of the few turreted Artys in the game. Of course, some of them have semi-turrets in the game. The Panzer Selbstverfolgte 4 or 4 B actually has a turret. Oh, direct hit of the Bat Chat 25 ton. Oh, he did a lot of damage there. Of course, it's weaker armor on the light tank, and although the Bat Chat 25 ton is a medium, 310 hit points, that's a high roll. But now he's got a long reload. Yes, the other turreted Arty, of course, the M53, M55, which has a turret, and of course the GW Panther, which has got a semi-turret. And of course, not forgetting that the Bat Chat 155-55 also has a turret, but a single shot 155mm howitzer. Okay, the Leopard prototype's moved up again, but there's a Jaeger there now. Now, can he get a shot into that AMX50 120? He does. He fires around in. Direct hit, 269 hit points. Good strike. Can he get another one in? I hope so. He fires straight away without actually seeing, but he does get a hit. So he did hit that AMX50. I think he's saving the next round for the Jaeger. We can see it, but I think he's only going to be able to land the shell near the Jaeger. But he splashes him for 152 hit points, and it looks like he tracked him. Yes, I think he did track him. Reload underway. Now he's fairly safe in the town because the TVP doesn't want to come forward because the Tiger 2 and the Leopard prototype are there. So I don't think there's any threats from that direction. The Bat Chat 25 ton and the E75 are covering the villages in the centre. And of course the Leopard prototype is spotting for the Griller, and he's actually now got the company of a T54 prototype, or first prototype I should say. So that should help Timto to keep shooting accurately at the enemy behind that windmill. But he's having a quick look at the town, see if he can get a shot into that TVP. He's relocated behind the buildings, but as long as the Tiger keeps him immobilized there. Okay, can splash the MX-50. He's almost fully dialed in and ready. Now, round out. Direct hit, 223. Now, can he get another round into him? It should be a kill shot if he can. Lost sight of the tank. I think he pulled back because he knew he was in danger. And there's an enemy Centurion's been spotted at the other end. The Leopard prototype spotted him. And that Leopard prototype's definitely going after that TVP. And they're losing hit points, both of them. They're having a good old tussle. So in fact it's a running battle. And the TVP's gone. So now they know the town's free and they're going after the Centurion. But Temto's focusing on the battle at the windmill. Unfortunately, the Centurion managed to finish off our Leopard prototype in the town area. So we've got the Tiger one side and the Centurion at the other end. So the Tiger should try to move forward now. There's nobody in the centre. The Bat Chat 25 ton abandoned the centre. Now that Jaeger keeps pulling back. You should be able to put a round into him. Unfortunately, we can't see him at the moment. I'd say he'd be tempted to actually go around and have a spot, but he'd have to do it via the north side, not the south, because if he went to the south side, he's going to get hit by the Jaeger. If he goes to the north side, he might get hit by the Strib 103, which is firing at the rear. Fires around in, takes out the Jaeger for 185 hit points. That was a really good shot. Got the weakest side armor. Now, the AMX made a stupid error there, and unfortunately, Temto had already fired, so his round was wasted, but the AMX-50 was taken out by the Gorilla, who was protecting his guys. So I took it out from a long way away, but it was a really accurate shot, dialed in fully. And it looks to me like Temto's going to relocate. They've got a one tank advantage. And since we know where at least two of the enemy are, or three of the enemy are, that means there's still two enemy out there that we don't know the location of. And one of those is the enemy Arty. Now, Centurion 7-1. Oh, and he's gone. He's been killed by that Tiger 2, who was camping at the back at the start of the battle. But at last, he's now come good, and he should be able to find the Conqueror gun carriage, which is the enemy Arty. I think he's probably going to be somewhere in the K row. And so if the Tiger 2 advances, he'll probably spot the enemy Arty for us, and we can quickly home in on him. There he is. Okay, he has been spotted now at last. He's been located. There he is. He's taking fire. Now, can Temto get around into him? The other end. The other end. That's it. Oh, cheeky little thing is obviously concerned about going to the other end because he knew he was spotted. He's now gone unspotted behind that shed. Temto didn't want to put another shot in because he wasn't certain for sure where the CGC had gone. He could still be hiding directly behind the shed, and the splash may not reach that far. Is he going to have another go? The Gorilla's moving up. The Tiger's moving along the K row. The CGC's going to have to move now. If he doesn't move, he's going to get killed. There's the Object 257. Okay, now he's AFK. He's an AFK. He's just sitting there in the cap. His hit points to the farm. But there's the Strib. Now that's more important enemy because he's still active. And unfortunately we can't hit him because he's behind that building. But if he pulls back and he's doing that, round out. Oh, directly into his right rear. Shot him up the ass. Lovely. Now, he's got one more round left and there's the Bat Chat 25 ton. He's aiming for it, but unfortunately we lose sight of him. So we're hoping the T-54 Mod 1 will find him. The Gorilla's found him for sure because, yeah, he's actually sitting below that ridgeline. Now, if he can keep that Bat Chat there, we can kill him. That's the... Oh, and he's gone down to the Gorilla. That big gun. Now it's the Object 257, the lame duck. Finish him off to win the battle. He's waiting for the Tiger 2 to do some damage. And he's not a one shot yet, so you can reload. Hopefully you might be able to get another bit of damage in. Now he's a one shot, I'm afraid. And I'm sure that, yep, that's it. The Tiger 2 finishes him off. And that ends the game. So let's have a look at the end of battle results. And it's a first-class tanker for Temto 2001 in the Bat Châtillon 155-58. He also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 13. And he picked up a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. But best of all, he got a Confederate. And that means he was working extremely hard to shoot as many of the enemy as he could to help his team to win. I always find that the Confederate medal is like an indication that you've actually done a lot of work as a team player to help your team score the kills. Because after all, you didn't score the kill, but you certainly assisted your team to get the kill. So I always like to think that this is a medal saying you're a team player, you actually support your team. It is a consolation prize, so he managed to get the highest amount of damage on his own team. In fact, highest amount of damage overall in the battle. He got 4,414 hit points of damage in that battle. Curious as to why he didn't get the high caliber, but because he should have. Yeah, the TVP VTU managed to get 4,052 hit points in that battle. And of course, Temto only got 1 kill, which puts him way down the table in 3rd place, or joint 3rd place. But when it came to base XP, he's 3rd place with 904. The Leopard prototype managed 1,030, and that's really because that Leopard prototype was holding the line at that corner near the windmill for so long, all on his own. So well done to him for doing that. At least I hope that is because there's 2 Leopard prototypes in that team, so I think that is the one, because he's actually on my clan, so I like to think that it's him who actually was holding the line. So let's have a look at the detail report. Well, Temto fired 21 rounds, got 9 direct hits, 9 penetration, 9 splash. Damage of 4,414 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He hit 9 of the enemy, that's 3/5 of the enemy team, but he only killed 1 of them. So he more than fulfilled the conditions for a Confederate, which is that you hit at least 6 tanks more that were then killed by others. He also managed to do stun assistance damage of 2,310 hit points off 17 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 74,826 credits, and after resupply of ammunition, he actually had 51,306 credits left over to take home. And that's because the 155mm rounds are really cheap on the Bat Chat 155-58. He also received 1,356 XP, and there was no multipliers, so I'm afraid that's all he took away. But it's still a first-class medal, a Gore's medal, and a Confederate. And as I always say, that's a really good combination to take away from a good, interesting battle. Some very accurate fire in there. So congratulations, Temto. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.